Hello, Collin. How are you?
I'm good.
Collin, can you tell us how difficult it is to be trying to, I don't know, get started as the head coach somewhere else and then keep your focus also on being the offensive coordinator here? And tell us why can all these Aggie fans feel confident that, you can still do the same job?
Gotcha. No, I think, it is definitely a challenge. There's no question about it. I mean, there's a lot of things that are moving really, really fast, and when things happen in this world, they happen very, very quickly and in a lot of ways out of the blue. Very, very fortunate in this situation that, Coach Elko and I were able to communicate and make sure and kind of have a plan, and we're able to get a plan together pretty much right from the start of how we were going to walk things out and to make sure that we were staying on top of things and doing it the right way. And then also sending the right message to our team, that it's about finishing and being right in the now wherever we are, and have some really, really good people in both places that, have really helped me and helped us stay on track and do the job how it needs to be done.
Let's go left side, second row, to Alex Miller from the Eagle.
I'm curious, transfer portal starts in January. You guys have done high school recruiting. Has the break and kind of the roster building aspect help you guys that are kind of in this transition period kind of stay present in this moment between the two?
I think it's definitely slowed it down. Like when we first, Coach Elko and I, when we first got down here, 2 years ago, the landscape was different, right? And so it definitely quiets December down a little bit and creates a little bit more stability, but yeah.
And then just from what you've seen from Holman Wiggins, what do you think you've seen from him that maybe gives you confidence he can take the reins as offensive coordinator and be successful moving forward?
Yeah, Coach Wiggins is awesome. I mean, he's a dear friend, and we've gotten extremely close these last 2 years. And his attention to detail, his care for the kids, he's an all-around football coach. I mean, he's not just a receivers coach. I mean, he understands all three levels, how they all fit together, limitations and structures, and how that all goes. Understands quarterback play, and I respect the heck out of him in every area, and so proud and excited for him to be able to carry on kind of what we've built here and what the kids have done, to lay the foundation for what I believe is a lot of good years to come, and for him to be able to lead that is, there truly is no one better.
Right side front to Carter Carrolls from 247, and then Travis.
Hey, Collin. There have been reports about tight ends coach Christian Ellsworth following you over to K-State. Is that true? And just are there any other guys you expect to kind of follow you over there?
There's a lot of things in flux right now, and probably can't comment too much on this, at this moment in time. But as things become clear, kind of through this process, it'll hopefully take shape.
And then as far as Le'Veon Moss goes, just how has he kind of handled his time off, and what do you think he'd bring to the offense if he's able to come back?
Yeah, I love Lev. I mean, shoot, all of those guys and him, just how he's attacked his rehab, how he's attacked the process through it, and like he always does, head first, so seeing him be able to move around again and feel good about, where he's at and feel comfortable, obviously really excited for him to be able to finish, truly the way he wants to.
Travis Brown from KBTX, and then Rob.
Yeah, just on film, what challenges does the Miami defense present?
Their front seven is really, really good. They really get after the passer. They get off and shed blocks. They pursue the football and, are keep you on edge schematically that, you can't just fall asleep and take things for granted. So it's a really good unit.
And then I know we talked to Mike about just kind of the calendar of the coaching carousel and where it falls in, and how there's not really, he says, much you can change. How difficult is it to have to be making these changes in this time while everything is going around, both on the field and personally too?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a perfect time or a perfect calendar that anybody could come up with. Change is always hard, but at the same time, like. It's what we preach to our players from day one, with all the distractions in their world that is in college football nowadays that wasn't the case even when I was playing, of hey, you've got to be in the now, you got to be where your feet are, and you got to do your very, very best that you possibly can for those guys next to you because they're counting on you. And so that's kind of the mindset that we as coaches and there's, a few other people similar around the country that are kind of in this situation that, that's truly how you have to walk it out.
Left side middle to Rob from Aggieland Illustrated.
Howdy, Coach.
How we doing?
So a couple of years ago, I'm on a golf course in Manhattan, Kansas. A guy sees my Aggie bag, and he says, "Hey, take care of our guy." I know it's your dream to go back there, but what can you say? Did we take care of you here? What will you remember most about Aggieland?
Oh, my gosh, beyond. I mean, our experience has been, me and my wife, Shaylin, our family, like it's been over the top, and not that we had high expectations. You never know what you expect, but this place is special. It's blown every expectation we had out of the water. The people are incredible. The value system's incredible. Our players and the people, that Coach Elko has brought into this program are friends and family for life, and that's going to be really hard to leave because they're just it's family, and couldn't be more honored to have been a part of this family the last 2 years.
We're going to take some questions from Zoom, so Nolan in the back right will read them.
First question from the Zoom feed is from Luke Cheney of Kane Sport. What stands out to you about Miami secondary, and what challenges might they present?
Well, I think they have really, really good length. I think they run well. I think they really are tied into quarterback eyes and are able to track the football. You can see that they pattern match and understand what teams are going to try to do to them in certain coverages. So they play smart and play fast, and they play really hard.
Next question is from Brian Davis of the Houston Chronicle. You're about to step away from A&M and leave Marcel Reed. What do you think about the progress he's made as a player, as a person, and morphed into the leader of a CFP level program? What's going to be your main takeaway of his development?
Well, I love Marcel, and change is always bittersweet because he and I and our relationship and what we've gone through the last 2 years and the depth of growth and progress that he's made and that he's helped lead our offense make and our program make is really hard to put into words, to be honest. And that relationship will last a lifetime.
And then the next question is from Kirk Bowles of the Houston Chronicle. As you make the transition over to Kansas State, how aggressive do you plan to be in recruiting in the state of Texas in the future?
Well, I think it's, I think most importantly, when you're leading a program, it's trying to find the right fits and the right people and the right type of players in those positions. And Texas has a lot of those, right? And so, probably like most Power 4 programs anymore in this day and age, it's going to be a pretty national effort for sure. And there's definitely a lot of good players in Texas.
Let's go back to TV row on the left side to Tyler from KTX.
Collin, having Le'Veon back for the playoffs, what kind of wrinkle does that add to this offense? I mean, something you haven't had in a few months.
Well, I mean, it's always good to have a sledgehammer in the bag. No, I mean he's awesome. I mean, and it's probably a little unfair just because I mean our running back room. I mean we've been able to run the ball through the course of the season even since he got hurt at a really, really high clip. So obviously really excited about him. Happy for him. To be able to finish this season and be able to get back out there on the field and want him to finish strong. And obviously he's a difference maker when he's got the ball in his hands.
Let's go left side front to Tony from the Austin American Statesman, and then Colton.
Collin, you obviously practice against the best third down defense in the country. But Miami comes in as a top 10 unit. Mm-hmm. When you look at a team that's so successful on third down, does it change your approach at all on first and second with how you kind of scheme and try to win those early downs?
There ain't no doubt. I mean, the best way to win third and long is stay out of it, and that is a proven fact. But I think, their two edges put a lot of pressure on you. As far as their ability to get to the quarterback. And then if you try to chip or max protect or whatever it is you try to do, well, then you take people out of the concept and kind of lose advantage down the field. And so it's it's going to be a back and forth game and trying to find the line of how aggressive we're able to be when to be aggressive, and we have to stay on the field. So it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Stay on the left side. Colton from SI.
Howdy, Coach. I'm curious to see what you've seen from the tight ends these last couple of weeks at practice and what they've meant to this offense.
Well, I think, first of all, every single one of them, I think, are some of our hardest practice players on the roster. I mean, every single day, every one of those guys, the way they approach their work, the way they attack their work, the way they finish every drill, every rep, like it's a credit to Christian and that entire room of the edge that they have played with and brought to our offense. And they do a lot of things probably behind the scenes that maybe are not front and center that make everything go. And so, and it's been we've gotten very balanced production out of it too, where it's not just one guy, and they've really embraced that to understand that it's a group effort and everyone's going to get an opportunity at some point and are very happy when the other person gets that opportunity, and definitely a glue and integral part of what we've done.
So we'll get a couple more Zoom questions. Go back to Nolan.
This one's from Adam Rittenberg of ESPN. What are some of the things you cut back on right now to save time, given your added responsibilities of doing 2 jobs at once during the CFP period?
Well, I don't think, there's really a whole lot from a game planning perspective, because the routine is the routine. The process is the process. Being able to have 2 weeks to kind of put it together has definitely helped get ahead on some of that work, but really tried not to make it any different for our players, any different for our staff, just to try to stay in that routine, because that is the now, and that's what we have to focus on.